The transfer madness goes on. What's poppin', people? Welcome back. Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host, Jan. I do hope you're doing well, mate, as always. I really do hope that. Welcome back to Chelsea news. Lots of Chelsea news at the moment. We're talking about the Kobbie Mainoo story coming from the Mail. What do we think about that? Us leading the race to sign the Manchester United starlet in the midfield. Chukwuemeka could be going to Borussia Dortmund. Ooh la la. And a little update from Matt Law, sort of consolidating the stuff we've spoken about. A bit on Nkunku as well. Could he go this month? Guys, thank you for joining me. Strap yourselves in. Thank you as always for supporting the content. It's super simple to do so. Just like and subscribe. Many of you don't like the video. And yes, buzzing because this video is brought to you by Stocks FC, my new partner. It's like FPL, but kind of it's basically stock market player trading, a little bit like FPL because you utilize your knowledge about football. Essentially, you buy low, sell high. Sell! I do it myself. I've got a portfolio. I'll share it with you guys again soon. It is lots of fun. It's 18 plus. It's not gambling. It's not a get rich quick scheme. It's something for you to spend time utilizing your football knowledge. It's dope, man. Check it out, Stocks FC. You can click the link in the description. I'll pin a comment, or alternatively, just scan this QR code here. Let's get into it. All right, so we're going to start off with Matt Law, I think. He's written in the Telegraph, Chelsea look to player sales to fund defender move of Mark Guehi on a list of targets. I'm going to jump into this now. I'm going to read you some. Chelsea could fund a move for a new central defender with a host of sales this month as the club weigh up a number of options, including, of course, a former player and Crystal Palace captain Mark Guehi. Gaze a number of defenders Chelsea are considering, and it's believed the club have made checks already on Crystal Palace's valuation of the player. Well, we know Enzo Maresca likes him. That's been all, at least that's what the reports are suggesting. He's only got 18 months left on his deal. He is, of course, a very good Premier League defender. Re-signing him, of course, he played for Chelsea up until 21, excuse me. It would be difficult and an expensive option, but it hasn't been discounted by Chelsea. Another option, of course, is to recall Trevoh Chalobah, who is loan at Palace, although selling him to Selhurst Club would free up funds to pursue targets. I do think Palace would like to buy him. I think maybe he'd like to continue at Crystal Palace, Trevoh. If he's settled in London, we'll see what happens there. Remains to be seen whether Chalobah would want to join Palace, of course, this month, while he may also be reluctant to return to Chelsea if we recall him this month, because, of course, remember, he wasn't given a squad number, he trained away from the first team, and he was basically ostracised and stuff, so maybe he might be done with Chelsea in its current setup. You know, the Thomas Tuchel days are over. Which was, favourable to Trevoh. Chelsea would want to help fund any incoming business with sales, of course, to help balance Maresca's squad for the second half of the season. Among the players available for sale are Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall, who has high-profile interest from Germany. Interesting. Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall getting the continent's attention. Look, he's a good player, by the way. They would have seen how he performed in the Championship. Liam Twomey just today described him as a fine Premier League player, but just not, at different teams. Therefore, interest from Germany makes sense. Chukwuemeka, who's got more on him in a moment, who's got a £40 million release clause, along with Dewsbury-Hall, is on West Ham's radar, which he's spoken about before. Dewsbury-Hall joined for 30 million quid and could be allowed to leave permanently this month if the right bid is received. What's the right bid? 25 million quid? You make a 5 million loss in the first 6 months? See what happens there. Defender Axel Disasi, quote, who does not fit Maresca's style of play, could also be allowed to leave, while Cassidy has also been targeted. Chelsea rate over 20 million quid. Spoken about that, he's got interest from Netherlands, France, and a lot of interest from Italy, the young Chelsea midfielder. Chelsea are adamant that the injuries to both Wesley Fofana and Benoit Badiashile will not force them into panic buying this month, but the club are considering their options and they will move if the right opportunity arises. Essentially saying, you can't pull our pants down. They are hoping that left-back Ben Chilwell will leave this month and are prepared to loan him out to get some game time. Chelsea don't want to loan out senior players, but they're willing to make an exception for Ben Chilwell, who again doesn't fit the style of play. Interesting here, forward Christopher Nkunku, who has played most of his football in Europa League Conference, is open to a move from Stamford Bridge, not just in the summer, but this month. Chelsea would most likely listen to offers for Nkunku, given Joao Felix can fill in as a false nine and Mark Guehi progressing. So that's without buying a striker. Well, to be honest, it's not like we're losing a striker if Nkunku goes. We're losing a player that we're struggling to fit in anywhere. So, and if he's unhappy, then I guess, sell him this month if he's unhappy. We're going to speak about Carney and then we'll end on Kobbie Mainoo. Joao Felix is a false nine. I kind of like it personally. We did see it briefly. I do think profile-wise he can fit in there, Joao Felix. Also, Fabrizio Romano has said, watch Nkunku and watch Mykhailo Mudryk, but what are we watching with Mudryk? Because no one's going to buy a player that is yet to be... we don't know if he's going to be banned. What if he's banned for football for 4 years? You're not going to buy a player with maybe the intention of giving him a 5-year deal like regular clubs do, and then he's banned for 4 of those years. So I guess maybe if the B sample comes back, and then Chelsea, and he's fine, maybe Chelsea will sell him. But Romano's saying, watch Nkunku and Mudryk this month. So we, of course, will react here first, if possible, or at least as quickly as I can. So make sure you hit that sweet bell. You can't really see it, but I'm going to plug the guy who made this graphic soon when he gives me a page to plug. But he did hit that sweet bell, baby, at the bottom here. You can't see it at the moment because it's behind the QR code for Stocks FC. Let's move on. All right then, so Florian Plettenberg, who of course is a broadcaster, journalist, correspondent for Sky and Sky Germany, speaks a lot about Bayern, the national team, and he's speaking about Dortmund here. He's tweeted this on X. Borussia Dortmund are closely monitoring Chelsea's Carney Chukwuemeka. The 21-year-old midfielder is under contract with Chelsea until 2028. BVB, Dortmund, are looking to strengthen themselves in the number 8 position, and Chelsea would be open to a loan deal. Now, boy, is he a good, number 8, essentially, Carney Chukwuemeka. Clearly not fancied by Enzo Maresca for one reason or another, but he is, I think he'd ball out for Dortmund, man. He'll speak to Sancho, Carney, and be like, yo, what's Dortmund like? I mean, he probably has a relationship with Ian Mutz in a little bit, does he? Did he overlap at Cobham with him? But Sancho could be like, yeah, Dortmund's sick, go to Dortmund. Jude Bellingham, he's seen thrive there. There's the young English lad there at the moment. There's loads of success there. So I reckon Carney could ball out then. It's a great club, to go to Dortmund. So that'll be very, very interesting to see if Carney Chukwuemeka goes to Dortmund. And yes, the release clause is £40 million. Apparently it's way too much for Dortmund. Obviously they wouldn't consider that. Maybe if he plays really well there, they might try and buy him for 30 million, but it'd have to do really well. Regardless, a loan at Dortmund could be good for everyone, for the increased value of Carney, for Dortmund if they need a player to just play well in that position at the moment, and Chelsea, his development as a player, Chelsea's valuation of the player. Superb, really. We'll, of course, keep close tabs onto that story. Now, I'm not going to share the article here because it's riddled in ads and YouTube doesn't like that, but Daily Mail, and yes, I'm sorry, it's the Daily Mail. It's gone all around social media and stuff, so I want to react to the story. It's an exclusive, apparently. Chelsea are leading the chase for Kobbie Mainoo if he leaves Man United, as they hit a contract stalemate with academy poster boy, he's only 19, and the face of a budget squeeze. The budget squeeze, but we squeeze budget too. Maybe not like Jim Ratcliffe at Man United, sacking all the cafeteria people and whatever they do over there. But we have got an incentivized structure-based wages. I can't speak English, but you know what I mean. We've got one of those. Chelsea are leading the race to sign Kobbie Mainoo in a sensational deal if the Man United midfielder leaves Old Trafford, if being the big word there. United have reached a stalemate contract with talks with Mainoo's representatives alerting Europe's top clubs and the fact he could be sold this month or at the end of the season. Mailsport understands that Chelsea are in pole position to sign the 19-year-old if he cannot agree new terms at United, although there is bound to be competition from their Premier League rivals and big clubs abroad. Just quickly, Kobbie Mainoo is like besties with Cole Palmer at England camp. Just saying. Also, he could get on the blower to Jadon Sancho. Oi, what's it like over there? It's ruddy wicked, mate. I've already got the same amount of assists for Chelsea as I did at Man United the whole time I was there. True story, by the way. He's done it in half a season at Chelsea. He's matched his entire United career tally of assists. Come on down, Cobbs. They call them Cobbs. Cobbs, come on down. Me and Cole are here. Lovely times. Yes, United will hope a compromise can still be reached. They can keep hold of their homegrown star. Mainoo signed a new contract last year, which ties him until 2027, but has been in talks over a new deal that would reflect his status as a first-team regular. And now, of course, an England international. However, United are trying to drive down their wage bill. Casemiro is on 375k a week. Rashford, 313k a week. Anthony, 200k a week, which is effing mental. No disrespect to Anthony. He is a professional footballer. Apparently, someone said at some point. That is wild to me. That is the worst part of Ten Hag's legacy, is spending 80 million quid on Anthony, or 100 million euros, whatever it was, and putting him on £200,000 a week. Like, it's not his fault, but like, I said it before, I'm going to say it again, and I'm sorry about this tangent, but Anthony played for Ajax, and he was a winger, and he still wasn't able to create the productivity levels that Mason Mount did as a midfielder playing for Vitesse in that league, which tells you everything you need to know about an Ajax attacker. You know, Hakim Ziyech was like the best attacker at Ajax 3 years in a row, scoring loads of goals, loads of assists, won player of the season 3 years in a row. And he went for a third of what Anthony went for, who had no reason to cost anything, you know. The budget squeeze has hampered negotiations with Mainoo, who knows he would be able to command better terms elsewhere. Yeah, but would he command them at Chelsea? Chelsea pay tuppence. You have to, you know, what would we pay him? We'd pay him maybe 100k a week. You know? And, I mean, Cole Palmer's like the face of a club, and he's just got a pay rise to 120. Mainoo's 19. Like, I don't think he's going to get the money at Chelsea. The player is also to believe to be, this is where we got him. This is where, this is where we got him. The player is also believed to be concerned over the direction of the club and his chances of playing Champions League football. With Ruben Amorim's side currently in 13th place in the Premier League. After a breakthrough season under Erik ten Hag, Mainoo has had a dip in form this term, but it's underlined his potential as one of the best midfielders in the country with his recent performances against Liverpool and Man City. Yada, 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 yada. The only two players currently untouchable at Old Trafford are the £59 million Yeni Loro and Amad Diallo. All the rest could potentially be sold. Right, should we stop silly buggers for a moment and think, is this going to happen? For the financial reasons, I think no. If you said to him, Sporting, would you like to come to Chelsea? You know, Cole Palmer, Jadon Sancho would get on the phone. And he's really good mates with Palmer. They're really close, apparently. Cole would obviously vouch for him, like, yeah, he's a sick player, get him down. If some way we could pay his wages that he'd agree to, like, if it's incentive based, all right, we'll put you on a basic of 100k. If you're in the Champions League, that goes up to 150k. If you win trophies, you get this kind of, and you got to sign nearly swore, a ruddy 9-year deal. You're probably thinking, Jan, would this be even sensible? Do you want him? I don't look at Kobbie Mainoo and think he's the guy we need. I think he's technical, he's good, he's quite lightweight though. I feel like we need more destroyery people that can cover for Caicedo. Probably like Leslie Ugochukwu can do that, but maybe even Santos. I think Santos is going to be massive for Chelsea, Andre Santos. But I wonder if he's going to play in the Enzo role, because he is like a sort of box-to-box number. In Brazil, he didn't play as deep as he's been sort of playing over in Europe. He scores goals. You know, I wonder if he will play in that sort of Enzo Fernandez advanced pocket role. And I wonder if Mainoo, because Kobbie Mainoo is like an attacking mid. Really, the closer Kobbie is to goal, the better he is. I mean, look, maybe Chelsea think Carney Chukwuemeka's going, Cesare Casadei's going. We need to, Dewsbury Hall's going. These are all players that can play in that sort of advanced 8 role, maybe. We are going to play in the Champions League. We need extra quality. We need Kobbie Mainoo. Then fine! If all those things come to pass in the line, then bring him on down. And yeah, fun. I mean, more than anything else, it would just be funny. Like, the success we've had out of Cole Palmer from Man City and, the start Sancho's had from United, it's just fun. They're our rivals. We're taking good talent from them. They're flourishing. If Kobbie Mainoo represents one of those, I sort of do trust the scouting at the moment at Chelsea. It seems to be good with a lot of these purchases and generating revenue. Like, just talking about the interest of Cesare Casadei, talking about the immense success of Andre Santos in France, looking at Yamalo Gustos, who's a regular, Cole Palmer, Lavia, Joe Shield signings, of course, Jadon Sancho as well, and Vega seemed like amazing business. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of, just kind of trust him. So let me know your thoughts, comment down below. As always, I'll thank you for supporting, thank you for liking and subscribing. And do go check out Stocks FC by clicking the link in the top of the description or scanning that code down there. All right, peace.